My name is John, and I'm an addict in recovery. And I want to talk about using, and like when, like I was thinking about, like I know, like I guess when I was new in recovery, and like when I first came around in recovery, like like using was the only thing that I thought about. Like that's all I really thought about. Like like I thought about, my goodness, like I mean, like I couldn't get away from thinking about how like how I wanted to go use and get high. And for like the first 90 days of my recovery, like I all I did was go to meetings and turn around and say, hey, my name is John, and I want to use. My name is John, I'm an addict, and I want to use. And and it was funny because like a lot of times after that, people would actually, they would actually, like they already knew what I was gonna say. Like, yeah, they already knew that basically I was gonna, like, say that I was gonna use, because that's all I really was doing. Is I wanted to use all the time, and that's all I thought about. Was trying to figure out like the best way. Like I remember somebody coming into the meeting one time and sharing about how they were almost gonna relapse, and they went and they copped some dope and stuff, and they had some bags of dope, and they were sharing about how they had copped the bags of dope, and then they turned around and they were walking, and they decided not to do the bags of dope, and they threw the bags of dope away. And all I could think about was, like, I was waiting to hear where they threw the bags of dope at, because that's like I wanted to go get the bags of dope that they had thrown away. Like, so I knew, like, and I shared about that in that meeting, how, like how sick I was, because I was trying to figure out where they threw the bags of dope. But like that let me know, that that's what type of, like that I yeah that that's what made me an addict. That that I even thought about that I even thought that way. So where I'm getting at is, like, like today I've been clean for a long time, and my clean date is March 11, 1989, and I've been clean for that long. And like today, like, when I think about like using, like I think about it in a different way. Like, I've been clean for so long, that the alternative to not to staying clean is to use. What I'm saying? And like, that's how I think. Like, yeah, like, okay, like I either do this clean, and the only other alternative is to use. And if I use, like, what difference is it gonna make for me to be clean? Like, is it gonna change anything in me being clean? Like, is it gonna make a difference? What's it gonna do? Like, how is it gonna change anything? So when I look at it like that, I turn around and see, that the only thing that using is gonna do is make it worse. Or, like, if I think about all the things that ended up happening as a result of me using, and like, like the type of addict I was, like I sold everything. Like I ended up homeless in the end. Like, that was it. Like I gave everything up. So, like, like for me to use is, for me, might as well just take the deed to my house, the deed to my car, like the title to my car, all the things that I have, and just take all of that stuff and take it straight to the, to the dope man, and turn around and tell him, look, man, just give me, just give it to me all now, because I'm gonna bring all this shit to you anyway in the long run. So why, waste my time bringing it to you a little bit at a time, when it's gonna come all of you anyway, because that's how I'm gonna end up using. So, like, who, like, why should I even, like, lie to myself about, because that's the type of addict that I was, and that's the way I used. So, like, for me to, think about, like, when I turn around and think about, living clean today and being able to be clean, like, I always think about, you know, that what's the alternative, like, what's it going to change, and how is it going to change, my situation today, and am I going to feel better afterwards, or am I not going to feel better about the situation? And the truth, like, I mean, having the 12 steps has made such an impact and a difference, that I realized that, I am completely powerless, and that I have an illness, and a disease, that it's incurable, and that that no matter how many times I think that I'm going to be able to do it successfully, it's not going to happen. I'm not going to be able to do it successfully. So so there's no reason for me to even think about using, I should just, like not even consider it, as an option. Instead I should turn around and find some type of solution to my problem being clean. Like look for another solution, look for a way to fix the situation, and of course, if you look far enough and if you turn around and seek, you will find a solution to the problem that you're having. And that's what, makes the 12 steps so great, because it talks about, being powerless over, being powerless over, like over my feelings, and being powerless over some of the situations, but like, being able to find, power greater than myself to restore me to sanity. So, you know um and anyway, I just wanted to say thank you for listening. And